the handshake as his way of campaigning in Mount Kenya. Now he's going back weeks after this kind of deal he has gotten into with Raila Odinga. That on one hand. On the other hand, Raila is still insisting for the second time in 1 week that he's not in government. We just have about 2 minutes each so that we don't take too long in explaining that. Professor, go first.
First of all, I'm sure the handshake thing, people are tired of it. Some of us have seen that it's not the solution to the problem, because I told you that the Kenyan question is an economic question. What I'm wondering with the president is he's 2.5 years halfway. He still has 2.5 years, and he's looking for second term. Why not do something with what you have instead of spending time to look for what you have already, and you're doing nothing with it? Because when you go to Mount Kenya and promise them something, you're promising them, when are you going to do it and you're in office? So I can go and now tell people of Mount Kenya, if you elect me president, I'll be able to talk about coffee, tea, and the rest. But now, do you think that the handshake was a Kenyan question, was answering the Kenyan question? And then secondly, Fred, unlike other handshakes, this handshake was useless. Why? Because there was no necessity. No, the other handshake for Nusumakari Kibaki, the country was burning. Uhuru's issue, the country was in trouble. This one, it was just after AU, then people do handshake. So the necessity wasn't there. And I find that this is problematic. And I want to tell Mr. President that these are non-priorities, misplaced priorities. And let me just explain this one because Sosion is here. He's defending the president. Let me tell you. If you want to know misplaced priorities, Sosion, do you know how much money is needed to implement CBC infrastructure? I've done my research, it's 85 billion shillings. How much has the president disbursed on that? 3.3 billion. He has already disbursed something like, the disbursement is having 96.3% deficit of what he needs to do. Okay. But now, this week we are discussing about IBC and select panel, whom Parliament has already passed, they're going to get 66 billion shillings, and disbursements 100%. So if disbursements about political issues are 100%, economic issues, things about infrastructure is a deficit of 97%, then we are having a problem of misplaced priorities. And I want to tell Mr. President that instead of handshaking anybody, handshake Kenyans by giving them education, healthcare, infrastructure, ensure service delivery happens, but handshake won't save you anyway.
But the president will be need to explain why he